They have to fire some people in the office.
Always together.
Okay.
Don't say anything which you can't say on the camera.
No, I won't say. I know how Nazan deals with Taliban riders when his order doesn't come. So if we got late.
So you guys have started Messify. So
Why?
unlimited marketing.
What a beautiful thing.
I heard that you're fired, right?
Absolutely.
So hi, good evening all. So we are again into the podcast studio. So this is the first episode of the next chapter. So I'm here to welcome you all, and we have today the guest known as the Big Daddy of Chocolates. We have Mr. Ashwin Nayanar, the founder of VOCCA Chocolates, here with us. Welcome, Ashwin.
Thank you guys.
And we also have an enterprising student startup with us, which was founded by 5 friends. And from them, we have 2 members here, Nazan and Aman. I welcome you all.
Thank you.
And their startup is called Messify, which they'll explain what they have been doing well. So Ashwin, I'll start with you.
Sure.
Right. So we'll have some questions, then we have discussion, and it's very casual.
Sure.
Okay. So I'll start with something. I heard that you're fired, right?
Absolutely.
So, and you were an architect.
Yes.
From there, you became an entrepreneur. So
Yes.
I just want to know, what did you leave behind as an architect, or what was the moment you thought like, okay, let me do this one or do an entrepreneurship, then look for another job?
I mean, the only thing that I've left behind is the title of an architect, and everything that I've learned and I've grown accustomed with in terms of architecture has always stayed with me. So be it maybe while designing a packaging, or be it while developing a new space for VOCCA, it has always come into play. The attention to detail has always come into play. That creativity has always been there within me. So I think only the title remains. Every experience has, added a lot of value to me in this journey. To answer your question, why didn't I look for another job? I actually did. I applied for over 200 companies, just that nobody wanted to hire me, unfortunately. So it was more of a necessity that I had to turn into business. I had to become an entrepreneur, not because I really wanted to, or not because I had a goal or a dream to pursue. It was more of survival at that point. But I don't think, I can't think of any other way right now.
I hope you're not regretting it right now.
No, absolutely not. Like I said, I don't think any other life exists for me apart from this right now.
Great.
I mean, it's been a beautiful journey, to say the least.
Great. So that's a good point. So we have seen you've been very active on social medias, and we know the one thing which I have seen different is that you just not just portray the success or the good factors. You also always talk about challenges.
Yeah.
So still, I feel there will be some stories which VOCCA have not said on the social medias.
Yeah.
Or the hurdles of getting into these things. So would you like to share something which, in the beginning stages you came through, or the headaches, the hurdles, or some survival things for the VOCCA?
I think what usually is not being able to be communicated is the silent battles that you tend to fight within. So be it when you have payrolls, be it when you are developing a brand and people are constantly undermining you. So those are things. So when I was an architect, there is a certain respect in the society. People associate, people think that you're smart, you're creative. So there are certain assumptions that come with the title, right? That you're an architect. But when you're doing business, especially when I said that I was doing chocolate, people thought it was a cute hobby. People thought, fine, it's a phase that might pass away. Even I didn't know that this was what will end up being. But what you're not prepared for is the constant undermining. People think that this is something that will phase out, or what I was not ready was the loneliness. When I'm saying loneliness is predominantly because the people around me are all they do 9-to-5 jobs. I don't come from a family of entrepreneurs. So there was really no one that I could speak to, or there was no one that I could resonate with apart from my partner at VOCCA. So it was just each other's shoulders that we had on. So those were things that I really didn't expect to see, and I think those are things that usually I don't portray, and it's not because I don't want to portray. Probably I don't know where to start, because there's a lot of it. But I really look forward to talking more about that as well in the coming days.
So, okay, talking about the hurdles, and let me come to you guys. So you guys have started Messify. So
Why?
That's a good question. Yeah, why is a good question? Maybe you can start with that. Why do you think you started Messify?
Exactly, because see, we have around 1 or 2 years left until we graduate.
Yeah.
So if anyways all of our interests are like-minded,
Yeah.
as in we want to have a business eventually. So we thought, what better time to experiment than now? Because it's not like university takes up 24 like all of our time.
Yeah.
So we are experimenting right now, and we can, by the time we graduate, we can know exactly what to do or where not to be, or like we are not like inexperienced completely.
Yeah.
Because if we're gonna graduate and then go to some industry thinking we can do this or we can do that without any experience, we're gonna be left without like any job or anything. So after, when we are studying, if we're gonna do that, at least we have the time to experiment and just know by the time we graduate where to be, where to put our money, where to put our time and efforts.
Sure.
So exactly right now, because we can experiment, we're waiting for us to graduate so we can put our full time into this, because we know like we're missing out.
It's completely fun because I've seen my dad do business. All of our 5 partners' dads do business.
Okay.
So what we see is they go for certain meetings, they go to certain places. The way they talk, the way they deal with people, they deal with the clients. It's always fascinating to see. So I've always wondered, how would it be when me and my friends do something similar? So we did it out of that thing, like a curiosity. But now it's completely fun because people ask, why are you taking this much stress? Or why? Because you don't sleep. Because the hard amount of the amount of time I get to sleep is like 3 to 4 hours, hardly. Same with him, because we are always awake at night till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. deciding what to do next. All these things. And by the time we sleep, it's 3 a.m.
Midnight chats and
midnight chats.
ideations.
We have a WhatsApp war group because I say something, he disagrees. He says something, I disagree. It's fun, but at the end of the day, when you think about it, from where we started and to the point where we have reached, it's actually really nice to start something on your own and build it.
So
at least till here.
So you have been through a lot of messes, I will say. Messify have been through a lot
For
of
sure.
messes. So is there anything, one thing you feel like right now it should be resolved, or wish that, okay, if this has been resolved, we'll be like in the next level?
I would say I would like to get unlimited marketing.
What a beautiful dream.
Because see, there are other issues. For example, for a meal business, for a delivery business, the biggest hassle is the delivery itself. Because I've spoke to Mr. Hasan about that before in his office. So he has told us, he's consulted us about that, because that is the main issue you're going to face in the next 2-3 years.
Exactly.
But apart from that, what I would like to mention is this marketing thing, because the amount of funding you would need for that, the budget you have to see, the creative ways you can market. Because my thinking, my capacity, I have a certain capacity till where I can think, how creative I can think, and all of us are stuck in one particular place, thinking what to do next in marketing. We have been doing the same thing again and again, but inshallah, let's see for next year what we'll do different. I think he'll plan completely.
Mainly it's that, see, there are a bunch of meal plan companies right now in UAE. A lot right now, like it's become a trend. So mainly it's that the factors which we have that actually makes us stand out. That's what we're, facing a challenge in making, like to make it reach people. So it's mainly about, like, we have a token system, and then we don't source food from one single kitchen. Like every mess or meal plan would source food from one single kitchen, right? So the main thing, when we started Messify, we had an idea of sourcing food from different kitchens, so people don't get fed up of the food. No matter how long, no matter how good the food is, if you're going to eat it for a month straight from the same kitchen, it's going to be repetitive, and you're not going to keep liking it like you did in the start. So our main concept is, even if we're giving the same meals, the same items, it's going to be from different kitchens, and that's what we face a lot of challenge in, like making that message reach people, and our tokens and our flexibility. So yeah, that's what we're trying to get it on social media.
That's great. See, regarding VOCCA, we have seen you get into partnerships with Emirates, Noon, and when we see on the outside, like you started in 2021, let's say, so in a time of 4 years, getting into such kind of partnerships is really, people see it like instant success or something. But what we don't know, like, or the young entrepreneurs like Messify need to know is that the toll you have taken, or the thing you have to maintain, to have those partnerships. So have you been through such kind of things, or was it a very easy cakewalk?
No, I mean, definitely not. I think that the two most important things when you try to bag something like this is, or the unsexy part is the constant amount of follow-ups, right? You have to be very consistent following up to a point that it is absolutely harassment to the other party. Because see, out of sight, out of mind. So you might think that they might call you when the need arises, but if you don't constantly make your presence felt, why would they even come to you? I mean, there are 100 other players in the market. And so I would say follow-up is the absolute most important aspect. And secondly is the speed at which you execute. We didn't have this fancy setup, we didn't have a fancy facility. If you had seen our kitchen back then, you would have been shocked that you would question us, saying that is this the kitchen, or is this the size of the kitchen which makes the chocolates for Emirates First Class? But that didn't matter to them as well. What mattered to them is, can we have this product by this day and this quantity at this price? So, and that efficiency in terms of speed. So even with Noon, the beautiful thing about our partnership with Noon is that we have a great product. They have an amazing distribution network. But more importantly, we do R&D like there's no tomorrow. So we come up with a flavor, we ideate it, we execute it, and we do the sampling and put the product in the market all in a span of 7 days. Within a week we have a new product ready and out there. That's the kind of speed that bigger brands find it, or they struggle with, right? Because they have levels of bureaucracy, levels of discussions, and we just execute it, regardless of if it will fail or not. If it fails, fine, but what happens if it's success? I mean, get success.
Definitely.
Right.
So that's what we focus on. Speed is of the utmost essence.
I think one of the famous saying from the ruler of Dubai is also that, like, take actions,
100%. And I keep saying this, that the energy of this region, right, UAE or Dubai specifically, rubs off on you.
For sure,
because they keep growing and growing, and if you don't feel like catching up, or if you don't want to keep up, then you're going to be just stuck behind.
Yeah, that's actually one thing we're scared of, because as students, like I said, we're experimenting, but at the same time we're scared. If we're just going to keep experimenting, are we going to lag behind? Are we going to catch up with other meal plan companies? So right now we're thinking of how we can expand, or we can, like speed up the process.
That fear is good, because it keeps you on your toes.
Keeps us going.
Exactly.
Because the first 2 months were, to be honest, pretty quick. But as I said earlier, now we're all stuck at one particular point, thinking, what are we going to do next? What different? How are we going to penetrate the market and get a lot of customers again? So
that's what I think. One thing Ashwin said, R&D. So I also like wondering, like, you have a lot of variety kind of chocolates. Some things which is not usually seen in the market. Some is very weird, maybe, I don't know.
No, it is.
So you said you have an active R&D thing going on.
Absolutely.
So when did you decide, or how do you decide, like, okay, this is the bar, or this is the flavor we are going to make? Is it the trend? Because you have been having something in the trend, like Dubai chocolate. But at the same time you have your own things. So what is that, like, moment, or when do you decide, how do you decide that, like, this is the one we have to go with?
I mean, it's a little bit of science, a little bit of stupidity, and a little bit of hunger. So what we do is that, okay, when there is a demand, we create something new. But otherwise what happens is, a lot of our products have been a demand, or have been messages or DMs that I personally have received saying, can you make something like this? So let's say the Parle G Biscoff, it was a person that DM me saying that, is this something, I think this might do well, and that kind of sparked a curiosity. I'm like, I mean, it sounds fantastic, why not do something with Parle G? Exactly, right, we're playing with nostalgia. And then of course I'm very fortunate to have an amazing team that executes our stupid ideas, you know. So we come up with, let's say, let's do a bar with Oman chips, and then they make sure that it's not just a fad, but it's actually palatable, it actually tastes good, so they ensure it. So even we don't have a clear direction on when or why we do a product, but we make sure that everything we do is out of necessity. So there is nothing in our portfolio that has been just created without a demand, right? So especially in the early days, when we used to go to the market, meet a client, and the client would be like, you know what, I would like a hazelnut and white chocolate. Do you have that? I'm like, yes sir, we do. And then I run to the kitchen. I'm like, chef, we need to make this product. So every product has come out of a requirement or a necessity or out of a demand. So, and I'm not sure how healthy it is, but we do say yes to a lot of challenges and requests. But fortunately, that has always worked out in our favor. And if it's not, we just discontinue it. It's just a learning for us, and that failure is part of the whole cycle.
I think that's a really good important thing. Like, than thinking and like you will feeling that you will learn something by always planning something. Then when you do it, the kind of learning you get is absolute learning. It's not like something you read in the books or something. So always. And that idea is getting faster now, like very, very popular now. Like, you do the action, and if you are not successful, just it's a learning and come back and do the right thing.
Yeah, the same happened with us, because the whole idea arose from his father subtly telling us, don't you guys have any other job to do? Why don't you do something? So like, it was his birthday party, and that idea, we had a small vision, like something, okay, this is how it should look. It should be an app, and it should serve food. And without wasting any time, the first thing we did was take action. So that by this particular time, we have this product and we are able to give the service to the customers.
Yeah, like we had no idea what we were going to do. We just sat there and we put everything in front, what all we have, like what all information we have about these meal plan companies. Yeah, we just started. I feel like
that's the research and development we did.
Yeah,
we studied all the meal plan companies, meal prep companies around Dubai. We checked what could make us different, and that's when this token system came, which nobody had.
Which is, I think, working out for your favor, right?
Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, because students need a lot of flexibility, because they go out or they have classes maybe in the evening, maybe in the morning. It's not like a person who goes for a job. They have fixed timings when they'll be home, when they'll be back home. Students, it's always flexible. So when we give this token system, it's really helpful for them. Yeah, and I feel like that's our main USP with students.
Amazing.
And I think you guys talked about marketing. So when you look at Ashwin, we have seen that you do a lot of personal branding, and at the same time you have the VOCCA as a brand.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like? Do you feel like pushing again and again on? Are you building Ashwin as a brand, or are you building VOCCA as a brand?
That's actually a great question. I keep thinking about that, every day. What happens if I get hit by a bus tomorrow? Is the brand going to survive? But in a way, you just mentioned, right? Unlimited marketing is the dream.
Yeah.
I mean, this is unlimited marketing, right?
Exactly,
I can just go pull up my phone and make a video and talk about the business, and more importantly, it's cost effective. Exactly. you save a lot on influencer costs. But jokes apart, right now definitely the founder-led marketing is helping us build the credibility.
Understood.
It's help building a trust, putting a face to the brand. They know that if something happens while eating chocolate, this is the collar they need to hold, right? So that builds that trust, and that is helping us, and that gives us validation as well. But I hope it changes one day where it's not founder-led anymore, it becomes more brand-led.
Yeah.
But until then, this is the strategy and this is how I want to go. And I hope I can do this as much as possible.
What is your advice to us? Should we do
100%, anyone and everyone, because see, when you do that, it shows how serious you are about your business, how much you believe in your business, rather than you hiding behind a wall or a phone. When you do that, people might have a curiosity that, okay, you guys believe in your brand so much that you're willing to put your face out there.
Exactly.
So then it's time for us also to give a shot. So I think anyone and everyone, if you're all in, then this is one of the key. I mean, consider this as a KPI, as one of the roles that you as founders have to do. It's not just looking at PLN anymore. It's not just looking at innovation and new product development.
Yeah.
But putting yourself out there is absolutely utmost in this environment that we are in currently.
Yeah,
So
but
we are
again,
gonna do it, yeah?
yeah, like
Sure.
before we started, I mean, you see a lot of these reels, right? Founder-led
Yeah.
videos. So it seems very easy. Like they just pick
No,
up the
no.
phone and record.
Hell no.
Yeah, it seems like
honest,
for us.
Day before yesterday, yeah, or yesterday,
What?
we did something.
Sure.
As you said, one shot, we had 30 retakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how you
Yeah.
get better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's how you get better. You have to
Yeah.
start somewhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that 30 will come down to 5 very soon. Don't worry.
But yeah, but definitely, as you said, we will definitely.
No,
do
we
it.
took those 30 retakes and then we erased the whole idea. Now we're
Yeah.
building on new
New
idea.
idea.
See, I mean, there's only so much that you can ask an influencer to talk about. There's only
Yeah.
so much that
Exactly.
can communicate through a very
Yeah.
choreographed video, right?
Yeah.
The soul have to be there.
Exactly. You constantly have problems. You constantly have new ideas that you need to communicate. So how do you do that?
Yeah.
And you putting yourself out there is the most cheapest way,
Yeah.
and it also builds, like I said, credibility and trust.
Yeah, sure. I feel like when you're watching an influencer do it, first thing that comes into your mind is they're just
It's a
getting
paid
paid to
promotion.
say
Yeah.
good things.
And you see that face
Yeah.
in multiple places.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the influencer will help in conversions later,
Yeah.
but the top of the funnel has to be you guys.
Exactly.
True, true.
So you guys started from a university ecosystem, right?
Right.
So for the upcoming students or like someone who is following your path, what is the one thing being in the university ecosystem you would like to warn them? Like you thought like they should not be there or something which have been a hurdle to you.
I mean, me personally, more than warn, it would be how I would encourage them,
Okay.
because it has helped a lot. All of our universities, all 5 of us, we are from different universities. But you know, there are instances where, since especially right now, since it's only us
Yeah.
working as a team, there are many instances when we do events. Like we had an instance of when we had an event in one of the universities. It was a sports festival, and we were sponsors there. So we had to be there for all 5 days. And obviously, when we have classes, we cannot do both of this together. But universities do help a lot. I just had to give proof that I have this event, and they gave me all the attendance and everything.
Oh, great.
Amazing.
And yeah,
That's
they
so sweet.
definitely do help a lot. I feel like many students back out from this because they're scared they can,
So,
balance
I mean,
it.
this is a topic right there.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
you said right now, right? Informing or educating people that you can do this by yourself. So
Yeah.
there are a lot of topics that you yourself are telling which can be put out, which
True,
can
true,
then
true.
later be connected to the brand if you wish.
Yeah, true.
Amazing.
But there are some things which I would like to warn them apart from the university ecosystem. If your brand, for example, like us, I'll give you a small example. There were times when people try to take advantage of you just because you're university students
Yeah.
or you're young
The
entrepreneurs.
lack of experience.
Lack of
Yeah.
experience highly matters because we don't know what exactly the market is, because what we are doing is taking action.
Yeah.
We're just going out there trying to get it done. So they know that we don't know. So they'll try to loot you or
Yeah,
scam you
yeah.
in any manner.
I think that happens for any young entrepreneur, any new
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
People will take advantage of you.
Exactly.
But you need to look at the bigger picture is that are you also being able to ride off that, let's say, a collaboration or that deal? So even if there is a small percentage of, maybe it could be in terms of visibility, maybe not in terms, maybe it could be revenue, maybe it could be connecting or networking or
Exactly.
identifying new people. Maybe it's just, let's say, an event that you're doing
Yeah.
where you're not getting paid, but you have access to about 100 new people.
Yeah,
so that
true.
is new feedback, new customers,
Yeah.
potential customers in the future. So there's some takeaway, but of course, somewhere down the line, you will have to draw the line and say that, you know what, guys, we don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We have much more easier access because we are mainly focusing on students.
Yeah.
So the access we have to students is like much easier than working class, because we are not just selling for students.
Yes.
It's mainly for students and for working class people. But right now, all of our marketing has been very easy for students because we can get easily into these universities. We do an event in one university, another university is going to ask, can you guys come here? Can you guys come here? And then it keeps going on. It's like a chain.
Understood.
So with students, it's been very easy. Yeah, again, because of this university
Because
ecosystem,
even
it's been
students
helpful.
can relate to us because
Yeah.
as we are students, even though we don't have videos of us put out there, when we go for, there were incidents where me, him, all 5 of us, we were the ones who were giving out flyers in all these hostel dorms. We go out there, we park the car, like please take a look, please take a look. We just give it out there.
I think you guys also delivered.
Yeah, we also deliver the food as well. Still, sometimes when there is no delivery rider, our rider is at some other job, some side quest, we go and we deliver. And during those times, these students ask us, is this your own startup or are you being paid to do this? Then we connect with them. This is what it is. This is how we built it. This is the app, all these things. So they can relate as a student, how much struggle we have, and we can also, we build a connection there, and it's more easier to market to students.
Even then, we weren't sure if we should say this is like student-led or if we're just part of it, we're just like working for them, because we don't know if people are gonna be serious. Like if we because it's food, so we're gonna say we have a kitchen, we're gonna send out food. I don't know if they're gonna spend that money on a student
We had arguments regarding that.
Yeah.
He was like, tell them it's student based. I was like, no. The people won't like it. They'll think we are just doing it for fun.
But I think you should own up.
Yeah.
People are much more welcoming.
But later,
when you say
at a particular stage, we were like, I was like, actually, what you told was true.
Yeah, people are much more welcoming when you say the truth. Even if you have a problem, you say that we don't have a rider to deliver. The customer will be much more understanding rather than when you try to bullshit your way.
True.
So when you be as open as possible, as transparent as possible, and I think that really works.
Yeah, actually, that's also been great help, because most of our customers know that we're students. So when we say that this agent was not available, they're like, no, we understand because you guys are a student startup, so it's okay. And then
That's actually a cushioning you get. That's usually we don't get in being an entrepreneur outside the world.
True.
We don't get that cushioning,
Because I know how Nazan deals with Talabat riders when his order doesn't come. So if we got that same reaction, we would just break down.
I can tell you one thing. Zuhaib there is one of our subscribers.
Okay.
And he knows how many times we have been late, how many times we have misplaced his order, how many times we haven't delivered him food.
Yeah.
But Aman calls him, Aman tells him, see, this is what is happening, I'm so sorry. And he's very understanding. He's like, okay, it's no problem, it's fine. And he's a very loyal customer. He's been subscribing from the very beginning.
So that's what you gain customers like this, and that's something that only is possible when you tell the truth.
Yeah, true.
Right. The three businesses here. Okay. So Tas and Hamjit have been a partnership business for the last 8 years. We started like that. You are also in a partnership business, and these guys are also obviously in partnership. So, what is the one? What do you feel like a principle or something which underlies the strength of being in a partnership business, which you feel like you have to, or something on a positive side, you can say something you have to keep up. The same thing can be on the other side, like are you scared of losing something? So is there anything like that?
I think communication and ownership. It's very important that we communicate as effectively as possible. Even for me, we had situations where we were not, after a point, we started taking ownership of certain roles and responsibilities to a point, then afterwards we took it for granted and we were not communicating on what was happening. So, of course, there were a lot of, let's say, misjudgments that happened, assumptions that, I thought you might do it, we thought this would happen. So, I think communication down to the finest detail, talk more than you talk to your girlfriend or your wife. I think that's the only way that will work out. And ownership. Be it a 30-40, 30-70 or a 50-50, everyone has to have ownership of their roles and responsibilities.
Right.
And that weightage is important. Regardless of how much equity you have on paper, if you don't have ownership in terms of the responsibility of the role you're doing it, then it's pointless. Then, we also ensure that we keep getting inquiries for investments. We're fortunate in the past couple of years. But we want to make sure that any person that we are onboarding has to be a value-added partner, right? We just don't want someone for the sake of it, and definitely we don't want someone just for the money. We want to make sure that the person comes there, has and gives value that we or the people within the company don't have.
Yeah, right.
So I think that's my biggest lookout.
And I think from my experience as well, one thing I always enjoy between our partners is that we don't have a kind of ego, that have to be, really, it's a really important thing. Like we feel like, as you said, we usually have the war zones between the partners. So whatever stays or is being talked in the boardroom have to be staying inside the boardroom itself. And it's not a personal thing which we have been discussing. We all focus on the the betterment of the business. So I think that's also very important. Like if that works out, it's going to be hell.
Exactly. And what changed our perception is that you should consider the company as a person.
Yeah.
Right. So consider Messify or VOCCA or Taz as a person. And are you doing anything, or are you guys planning or introducing anything that will harm the person?
Yeah.
Right. If it is, then regardless of if it's an owner, regardless of it's an employee, that person has to go or has to be put under
That's
control.
a really good point. That's a really good point.
Because I can relate to your one particular point, which is talk to each other more than you talk to your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because all of us are always together.
Okay.
Don't say anything which you can't say on a camera.
No. I won't say. All of us are always together. And as you said, we have the war zones. And I've read somewhere that if you don't have arguments between partnership businesses, then better own it on your own and put out all the
different
partners.
perspectives.
Yeah.
We we've made it a point right now that at least once a month we sit amongst each other and tell that, you know what, I didn't like what you did last week. So just keep it internal, but put that frustration outside, because otherwise it'll just boil and grow into something that it's gonna get very messy.
Yeah.
We don't do it weekly, we do it daily.
No, we do it once a month.
You have time to do it daily.
Yeah, if you have time, sure man, do it daily. I mean, keep it as healthy as possible. We try to do it bi-weekly, if not at least once a month. But that kind of conversation needs to happen, because you need to understand that, I need to communicate saying that whatever action that was taken in the past days was not up to my expectation or my standard or whatever it is, or maybe it was a misjudgment on my part. So that communication needs to be happening, even if call them out, whatever. I'm not sure if you can curse in this podcast, but say it out, as much as possible.
So when it comes to communication, like, what would you say are some awkward conversations you should have before you start?
Could you
like
break it
as
down a
in
little?
awkward conversations, as in like you said
Uncomfortable
about
things.
uncomfortable conversations you should have.
Questions which you have to definitely ask before starting a business, or even after you have started a business.
I mean, it's setting ground rules, right? Responsibilities. Everything has to be documented and put on paper. You're down to the last. It doesn't matter even if you're the person who's in charge of getting the water bottle. Here, it has to be documented. So, setting that roles and responsibilities and documenting and putting it on paper down to the last T is the most important thing. Otherwise, then there's a lot of assumption that happens in there. And right now, especially as partners or founders, there is really no room for error. So the more early on that you communicate it, much better it is, especially because you guys are friends as well, right? So you might feel that one person might be more understanding the other person, right? And that might not go easy on the third person, right?
True.
He might think that, okay, you guys are leaning on each other, but why are you pinpointing the third person and the fourth? So it can be a snowball effect, and it will turn out to be absolutely ugly. So sit down, document each and everyone's roles and responsibilities, so that there's no assumption that needs to happen. Because trust me, once you start scaling, once you have employees, once you have a big team, that will definitely happen. But at least there should be clarity amongst the core management and the core founders.
True.
So when did VOCCA got its first order?
VOCCA got its first order in early 2021. So it was out of a necessity. We had absolutely no experience in chocolates whatsoever. So we had another agency which was into marketing, and we had we were doing a lot of corporate gifting also at that point. And one such request came for chocolates. And like I said, we were at that point saying yes to almost anything. It was right after the pandemic. We had no option than to say yes. So they asked, we want a chocolate box, but we don't want the usual brands that's out in the market. Are you able to get something for us? And that's when, we started doing an R&D and started seeing that there's a demand in the market, because even though there are big players in the market, nobody was really innovating or having fun with the brand. And we thought this was a good space to be in. And again, it was a closed network, and we've been very fortunate to have some clients around us, because we had a different business earlier. We had some existing clients. We started giving out samples as much as possible, right? Engage with the product, consume the product, give us real-time feedback, because we were so confident in the product that we knew that once the sampling happens, it will automatically, convert to a customer. And people often have a prejudice in trying a product because they have to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
So you break that barrier, give it for free, see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure if you have any free trial or
They had, I think.
No, we had, we actually gave out free food in this university in Manipal during our first week. So we came here for Freshers Week. We put up a big stall. We gave out free food, and
Now
actually,
see where they sit.
yeah,
exactly.
that helped a lot with getting a lot of customers from Manipal
Amazing.
itself.
Amazing. Exactly, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And I think not just you both people are from F&B sector, but still even from service sector, you talked about quality,
Yeah.
the QC. So people often feel when you talk about quality check in respect to food and beverages, it's only about the product.
Yeah.
But I think the quality check have to be there in all elements, right?
Every aspect. So just coming back to what you had mentioned, you want to get more and more customers, but I think the more important aspect is retaining existing
Exactly.
customers.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most hardest aspect. So that also comes to quality on customer service, quality on delivery, quality in just being transparent, being honest. So everywhere, like you rightly mentioned, quality has to be on point, and customer retention should be even a bigger focus, because I have been part of a lot of meal plans. There have been times where my meal plan got over and nobody even contacted me or reminded me that your meal plan is over, it's time to resubscribe, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the easiest thing that you
Yeah.
could do.
Yeah.
True.
So
Right.
I think you need to like think on how you can retain customers, because you've already bagged them. Your customer acquisition cost is, you've already spent it.
Yeah.
Rather spending more on getting more customers, I think add more quality in retaining them.
Yeah. So one thing which we did was the presentation.
Yeah.
So we have something called the Messify safe box.
Okay.
Okay, so it's completely branded. So what we wanted the customer to feel is, whenever we are giving this package out to them, they should feel like they are getting some big treasure box. It's a very good feeling. So they feel like, okay, I am being treated very well
Absolutely.
by this
Yes.
particular brand. Because all of the meal plans, it comes in like this saggy covers, and then just they put there, go eat your food. Now this comes in a box, and like the customer feels like royalty. Like, fine.
And actually,
Opens.
every time we keep different snacks, like which might not be there in the app, but we keep different fruits
Surprise.
or different
Yeah.
snacks. That actually helps.
On the last order we kept some juice, one Snickers bar.
Yeah, I think
So-
that order was late, and then we kept like chocolates and
Yeah,
juices.
so that these kind of attention to detail, or going the extra mile,
Yeah.
makes up for all the screw
Yeah.
ups. that
Exactly,
happen.
yeah.
Especially now, we are able to do it properly for everyone. So actually, retaining has been more easier than acquisition.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. So when you come to, you have also opened up stores, right?
Yes.
So, but I think your focus is more on corporate and B2B. I don't know, like you can.
I mean,
or-
we started off as a B2B or a manufacturing entity from the get-go, right? Corporate gifting was our primary focus when we started. We do private label, we supply to hotels, cafes, restaurants. So definitely that has been in our system, in our body, in our blood for the longest of time. Cafes and our retail is something that we actively started focusing only since last year, because as we started to grow, or as people started to consume or engage with the product more, people wanted more convenience. They wanted to have a VOCCA near their house or near their locality. And not just that, we opened up cafes rather than just boutiques or retails, because we wanted people to consume chocolates in different formats rather than just a chocolate bar.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So be it
Hot chocolates.
a hot chocolate, or be it a crepe with our own chocolate sauce,
Yeah.
so that they can understand the quality of product across board,
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
right? And because we are a bootstrap company, we have taken our own time to understand the retail market, and that's why we've just recently launched it. But of course, the core business still lies on the B2B side.
great. So I think I'll have one last thing to. I'm curious to know, like all of us are coming from a university background or from a college. So when you think about that, do you have anything in mind that you feel the universities or the academia in general should be doing or should not be doing, so that a brand like VOCCA comes out faster from universities?
Yeah, I think talking about all the unsexy aspects of it, right? Contracts, legal, how to pitch, how to sell. And I think sales is the
Yeah.
utmost aspect. We're always selling, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're selling yourself to a girl. You're selling yourself in front of your relatives and uncles. You know, you're selling yourself to a customer. So sales is a core aspect that always is a part of you, and I think that's something that people need to focus on, and more hands-on experience. And
Yeah.
especially for us, you know, we had to learn the hard way, and thank God for, like, you know, ChatGPT. But you know, legal and setting up contracts and sending quotations, and these are small details, but they all add up, right? When you said quality, the quality of sending a quotation also matters.
Exactly.
Because
Oh.
you might even judge a company on the way a quotation or an email is being sent.
True,
Right.
true.
So I think those smaller aspects are the things that I think universities should start focus on, and more importantly, the stigma
Right.
of you know, doing a business early on. So especially, I mean, for me, and I'm sure you might have also faced that, but coming from a middle class Indian background, there's always concerns when you do a business, right? People are more associated themselves with a 9 to 5, a safe and secure haven. So I think that stigma also needs to go, and also talk about the failures.
Right.
Yeah.
We, especially on social media, you only see the positive sides. Nowadays, of course, there are more people talking about the negative and the failures.
Yeah.
But I think you know, universities should come forward and say that, okay, in case you don't have a cash flow, you know, what are the other options? There are financing options. How to pitch to a VC? How to talk to an investor?
Exactly.
So I think those are the kind of things that universities really focus on.
Yeah, and I can also resonate to something you said. Like, I'm also coming from a middle class background,
Yeah.
and one thing is that we don't have businessmen in my family.
Yeah.
So, but fortunately, my dad had, you know, he usually gives only the red signals just to make sure that we are going on the right side.
Sure,
but
sure.
he have never said like, what you are doing is maybe, you know, you should rethink about that.
Sure.
So, coming even into a professional consulting, I always see it as an entrepreneurship. It's not just a professional service. Because even in my college, you know, you have that, you know, what do you call that book? You know, I don't know if you guys have now. When we leave the college, we have that.
Yeah, like a scrapbook.
Yeah, scrapbook. So even I remember now, I have written from my +2 and also from my college, I have written that I want to be an entrepreneur.
Awesome.
So even when I went to CA or if I did CMA, still I wanted to do a business. So I still see it as an habit, as a business. And you know, even you don't have a lot of people to talk to or to understand the pains of going or starting a business. As you said, like when you have partners, that's where you find, okay, you know what we are doing, or we can relate to them.
Yeah.
We can shoulder each other responsibilities. So I think we have something for you, like a small. You know, we really want to know as a founder,
Okay.
how much you're connected to VOCCA.
Oh my God, okay.
So we might have something, you know, which we have set up. But anyways, thank you guys. You know, this has been really wonderful, and
Thank you.
I think we'll continue this again. We'll have more stories coming up, and I don't think this is a one-time stint. You know, we'll have, with this short time, I think we have discussed a lot of, you know, topics, and especially, as I said, that the purpose of the next chapter, we named it next chapter because we want it to be the next chapter. So, is to have a guide, be a guide to the student entrepreneurs who are coming from universities and incubators. What is really happening in the real world, or in the world of entrepreneurship, the pains, you know, as I said, there might be some cushioning in the ecosystem, but when you get out of it, you are on your own. So that's the purpose of this podcast or this platform. So I'm really happy that you joined in a very such short notice.
Thank you,
And-
gentlemen, for having me.
so-
Absolute pleasure.
Is there anything you can add? Something you please go on and add.
No,
Yeah,
we-
definitely.
yeah.
We do get a lot of insights from this. As in, you know, we're also just starting out. So having experienced businessmen telling us what all we should be careful about. That's why I asked mainly questions about what we should be careful in the start.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's going to help us a lot.
Awesome. All the best, guys.
Thank you
so
very much.
Thank you so much.
So we have 3 different chocolates
Yeah.
on the plate. So we need you to taste each one of them.
Will you be handing it to me?
Yeah. Nazan, you can hand it to him. Like, yeah, take one and hand it to him. Okay. Yeah. And we need we need you to say which one is VOCCA.
Okay.
Huh.
Definitely not.
Really? Okay, get it back. Get it back. Next one.
Okay, then you give it to me.
It's professional.
Like in perfume, you know, we usually
Smell
the
beans.
coffee beans.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Okay, next.
Next one.
No. I'm not gonna eat it also.
It's no. Okay.
Three of them.
Yeah.
This one.
You say this is VOCCA?
Are you sure?
No, this is not the one.
Sure.
This is not the one.
Why?
Okay, okay. Give it to me. No, guess which one was VOCCA. Or maybe none of them is VOCCA.
I don't think any of them are VOCCA.
Eh? It's VOCCA?
Yeah.
Really?
Which one?
The last one was VOCCA.
Wait, give me.
Controls.
Oh,
I want you to say why did you think this was VOCCA?
This one.
Yeah. This was not VOCCA. I mean, why do you think it was
this is
not?
VOCCA.
Yeah, no. Why did he think it was not VOCCA?
Not VOCCA, yeah.
Because of the taste of the milk chocolate.
Really?
Hmm.
You have to see your chef now.
It's a little different.
Very fine.
That's actually VOCCA.
You ready?
This is actually VOCCA. I'm not joking. This is VOCCA. He bought it.
They have to fire some people in the office. It's quite different though.
Yeah, you were agreeing at first, like first
Yeah,
you were fine with it.
because the filling I could figure out.
Okay.
Yeah, because I knew that first one you will get it because it's not the shape.
Yeah, okay. You have tissue?
Yeah.
You have chocolate bars all the smooth one or bubbly types are there or the shape.
Oh, shape.
We have different molds. Yeah.
Yeah. We have the baby,
Yeah. Easy.
granddaddy,
Yeah.
and big daddy.
No,
Yeah.
those are like different fillings, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, molds also we have.
Yeah, shapes also different.
okay.
Yeah.
Granddaddy is thicker, big daddy is a bit, and the baby daddy comes in a.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Cool. So we'll wrap it up.
Done.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.